All right, so now let's proceed here, the, here in discourse features. So when we talk about the discourse features, I think there's a problem with my presentation. All right, so here it is. So discourse features. So these features are all about the overall organization and purpose of text. Okay, so we have the functional or rhetorical function. So the purpose of rhetorical function in a literary text has a clear function to inform, to persuade, or to explain. So you can usually determine its purpose immediately. So in a literary text, purpose is often more subtle and can be open to interpretation. Meaning, no, in discourse features, it's more on about the big picture. In terms of rhetorical function, in literary texts, you're just clearing about the purpose, and the purpose here is to inform and to persuade. However, in literary texts, the purpose here is about the interpretation. It's about the meaning inside of the story. Number two, we have the literary structure. So in literary structure, in a non-literary text, like a historical account or news story, typically follow a linear and chronological structure. In other words, there are many rules in a literary form or non-literary form. However, uh, in a literary text, we use nonlinear structures like the flashbacks, multiple timelines to build suspense or explore character. So magkaiba yan, na parang lang sa palabas yan o parang lang sa isang news. In a news, if you saw an headline no, on the TV, makita nyo creative. Diba? Creative but at the same time easy to understand, and at the same time it gives a clear and uh, follow some important rules. No? Ilang words lang bang kailangan, ilan ba dapat kailangan ay ito lang yung mga words para masabing um, ano ka no attractive. However in literary text there parang ano lang no, hindi siya ganun, hindi siya katulad sa headline, no? Mas malalim siya, mas malawak siya para doon natin makuha yung pinakaasam natin, no? The suspense of the story. And next is the point of view and the voice. So in literary text, no? The key difference is the subjectivity, of the text. So that's the point of view. So subjective ang pag-uusapan pagdating sa point of view. So in a literary text, uh, strive for an objective. So the third person perspective, no, they are removing the author's personal bias. However, in a literary text, uh, rely on a subjective voice, whether it's a first person, the narrator's feelings, or the omniscient narrator's commentary. So magkaiba yan. Again, let's go back to our example. In a news article, the objective there is to express the third person perspectives. Di ba, papansin natin sa pagsusulat ng mga article, hindi yung mismo niya kinikwento ang sarili niya. Kinikwento niya yung isang bagay na nangyari. However, in a literary text, it's a subjective. No? Pinag-uusapan niya, halo-halo. No? Nandun yung first person, nandun yung third person, nagsasalita, and nandun yung second person, nagsasalita. doon sa loob ng kwento, no? If you're not getting my point, no, you better go back to your 21st century class, no, during your senior high school days. Okay, so I hope that you get my point here. And next is the dialogue versus exposition. No, it is not included here. Apologies. No? In a literary text naman, have a high ratio of dialogue. So yun pong pagkakaiba nun. Sa literary text, it has an high value or ratio of dialogue. It's more on about, kaya nga story, di ba? It's more about story, which drives the plot, reveals character. In a literary text, really rely on exposition. When you talk about exposition, no, from the root word expose, they're just showing or showcasing to the audience about the facts or and the data or their idea. So they're just explaining about the facts about the idea. And next one is putting all together. No, let's just put it all together. So what comes next? What's so what now? So if we're putting all together these two elements that we discussed, the non-literary and the literary text, the concept here that these features are not isolated. They form a textual fingerprints. So that's the concept. In a practical application, we can teach students, we can teach people to look for a combination of these features to determine a text type and the purpose. And our goal here is to empower you, to empower our audience, to empower you as my student to move beyond guesswork to objective analysis. So the goal here now is to provide here or to provide you a teachable methodology. So we can give you a checklist or a rubric now based on these features to help you or to help us to beyond guessing toward objective analysis. So what's the reason? No? To empower you, to empower us to understand not just what a text says, but how it says and why. Tandaan po natin yan. So today, we have we've outlined all the framework for systematically differentiating between a literary and non-literary texts by focusing on specific linguistics and discourse features. So we can provide you with the tools they need to become more and effective readers and writers. So here, our final thoughts, but again, that our purpose here is to empower you, us, to understand not just what a text says, no, but also how it says it and why. So if you have questions, no, don't hesitate to ask us or ask me. No, just send me a personal message. But here, no, let's have a takeaways uh, for life and the character growth in this lesson or this lecture. No, let's learn to look deeper, not just at the surface. No, in the literary text and the non-literary text require a careful analysis to uncover meaning, the people and situations, and also deserve thoughtful reflection. Don't judge quickly. If you read something, you don't judge quickly and seek to understand. No? Parang ano lang yan, batas natin. No? Our law, no, gives us every benefit of the doubt. So you, as a Filipino, as a people, as a sovereign Filipino people, you need also to abide by the law and do what law wants to do, to give a benefit of the doubt. Balance emotions with clarity. No? Literary texts often move us emotionally, while non-literary texts give us the facts. So, so about facts. So in life, we need both heart and reason. Na? You go back to Aristotle and Plato. It's about reasoning. It's about heart. It's about the feelings. So heart and reason, compassion guided by wisdom, and makes us fair and kind. Number three, no, recognize purpose and intention. Every text has a purpose, just like every person's words and actions. Understanding intention helps us respond with empathy and avoid misunderstanding. Fourth is value creativity and precision. Literary texts inspire imagination. Non-literary texts demand accuracy. Naintindihan niyo? Nararamdaman din natin yan pag nagbabasa tayo ng literary text. However, in a literary text, in a news article, we are seeking for a true and accurate information. So a good person knows when to be creative and expressive. So that's the purpose of these two. Creative is a literary text, and non-literary text is expressive. And when to be clear and truthful. Number five, embrace multiple perspectives. The literary works often open us different viewpoints, while non-literary texts aim for objectivity. So in life, being open to both perspectives teaches humility, respect, and fairness. And lastly is lifelong learner. Be a lifelong learner. Text analysis trains us to think critically. Applying this kind beyond the classroom helps us grow in wisdom, make a better decision, contribute and positively to society. So, to summarize this, analyzing text teaches us how to analyze, analyze life, see with clarity, listen with empathy, and act with integrity. So, thank you very much for listening. I'd like to open it up for questions. So, just send me a message and ask your thoughts about this approach. So maraming salamat po and I hope that you learned something from me.